1937 was a watershed year in human history for the horrors that World War II was to bring to civilians. For if World War I was played out in trenches in which mostly soldiers gave their lives, and civilian deaths were a mere byproduct, in the next war, civilians were the targets, and they clearly became targets in the next two wars being fought this year. The civil war in Spain intensified. The fascists were receiving more aid than the Republican government. The Italians had 30,000 soldiers helping Franco, and the Germans nearly 10,000, most either flying aircraft or in support. One of the worst outrages of the war was the German air attack on the town of Guernica. The market town was strafed and bombed by the German bombers, killing hundreds. The year ended on an even more violent note. After an incident at the Marco Polo Bridge, the Japanese expanded their attack on China, first capturing Shanghai, and then moving on to Nanking, the nationalist capital. There, the Rape of Nanking occurred. Tens of thousands of Chinese women were raped by vicious Japanese soldiers. At the same time, over 100,000 prisoners of war and other Chinese were brutally executed. In the course of the Japanese advance, the American gunboat Panay was attacked and sunk by the Japanese. In the Soviet Union, Stalin's purges reached the highest level of the Soviet military when 8 leading Soviet generals were shot. Jews continued to leave Germany to wherever in the world they could find haven. One haven, Palestine, closed its doors in 1937 to all but a small number of refugees. Franklin Roosevelt was inaugurated for his second term in the beginning of 1937. In order to overcome the difficulties he was having with the Supreme Court, he suggested a plan to pack the court. Before he could undertake the attempt, the court upheld a key New Deal program, Social Security. The events in the world forced Roosevelt to give his first important speech on foreign affairs in the speech he called for the quarantine of aggressors. 1937 was a year of aviation tragedies. One of the most publicized was the destruction of the German ship Hindenburg, which blew up on landing. Later in the year, Amelia Earhart was lost over the Pacific when she attempted a round-the-world flight.